I was born in Japan and I also went to nursery school. Later, my family returned to Peru where we lived for 4 years. After experiencing life from 1st to 4th grade, my parents said let's go back to Japan. I was happy to return to Japan. Even in Peru, I saw things about Japan through watching anime, so I always wanted to go back. At that time, I wasn't thinking about things like, how do I make friends? Besides hello, I forgot most of my Japanese. When I attended my first class after coming to Japan, everyone spoke to me but I didn't understand what they were saying, so I stayed quiet. At Y Elementary School, there was also a Japanese language class. The class was interesting, but one other person besides me didn't understand Japanese, so I couldn't talk much. I didn't turn in my homework and the teacher scolded me, but I didn't even know what the homework was. I didn't have many friends and my mental state wasn't good. Around that time, I was also attending Karafuru. In order for me to transfer to the elementary school that had Karafuru, my parents moved into a house complex. I was happy that I could transfer to T Elementary School. Learning Japanese was fun, and my classmates were kind to me. At Karafuru, they gave me hiragana tests so I was able to memorize them. At home, I asked my mother about kanji by asking my mother, but she was busy so I couldn't ask her very often. I liked teaching my friends, so I helped my friends who came to Japan after me and learned as I taught them. On Sundays, I also went to study at the International Exchange Association class. That is how I learned kanji for 1st and 2nd grade elementary school. This happened when I was in 6th grade. In Peru, if you get bad grades, you repeat the grade even in elementary school. So I was really worried. In Japan, even though my grades were bad, I wondered why I was able to move up from 5th to 6th grade. Why don't they make you repeat a grade? During that time, I had two close friends. When I entered junior high school, there was only one person who ended up in the same class as me. I was in class 9, and my friend was in class 1. The classes were far apart. We couldn't have chances to talk, but we had physical education class together, so I was happy and we talked a lot during that time. Back when I was in 1st year, I didn't really think much about senior high school yet. My grades were not very good. Before I knew it, I was already in the 3rd year of junior high, and everyone around me was studying seriously. I started to feel more and more anxious. I didn't know how I should study Japanese. My Japanese ability was only at the level of understanding hiragana, katakana, and some 1st or 2nd grade kanji. I was struggling mentally and feeling very worried, so I talked to my mom about it. At the end of my 3rd year, I talked with my teacher about senior high school. I wanted to go either I high school or K high school, but my teacher told me, based on your level, I think it would be evening program at I high school. I didn't have much confidence, but I decided to do my best and study hard. To be honest, I really wanted to attend the full-time program at I high school, but in the end, I switched to K high school. My mom also said K high school is close to home, so I think it's a good choice. All of my friends said they were going to attend the full-time program at I high school. My mom encouraged me, saying you have a potential, Camila. Try applying to both K high school and I high school. When I gave it a try, I was accepted to K high school. I was so happy. Because I studied really hard, my scores in math, science, and English improved. During my 3rd year, I even passed the Econ Grade 2 exam. When I returned to Peru with my mother and younger brother, someone spoke to us in English at the airport. My mom asked 6-year-old me, what did they say? That moment made me want to start learning English. While I was in Peru, a cousin who liked English taught me some. At the time, I was in the 2nd grade of elementary school. Even after returning to Japan, I kept studying by listening to music in English. A Brazilian friend spoke to me in Portuguese, but since I didn't understand, my mom taught me some Portuguese. I think being able to speak many languages is really cool. When I started senior high school, I was excited but thought, It's definitely going to be difficult. I told myself, now that I'm a senior high school student, I have to think like an adult. However, I got a failing grades on most of my midterm and final exams, except for English, which I scored 95. The other subjects had scores, like 20, 30. My mental health got worse every day, and I started to skip school. When you miss in high school, your grades drop. I think I was absent for about 2 months. During that time, I just stayed in bed at home. The high school teachers were really concerned about me. My mom and I went to school and had several talks with the teachers. I kept thinking, my mental health is really bad. This is the hardest part, but I'm a senior high student now. I have to handle it myself. People around me can only support me. Even so, I kept missing school. One day, a staff teacher told me, if you miss one more Monday or Thursday, you might have to repeat the year. Hang in there. Those words woke me up. From then on, I started going to school every day and studied hard. If your total score from the first and second terms is below 90, you have to take a makeup test. I only had one subject with score of 89, so I had to take retest. It was Japanese. I worked really hard and I passed. Now I'm a second-year high school student. Since becoming a second-year student, every day has been fun. Thanks to what I experienced in my first year, I have been able to study harder. I only had 3 failing grades this year. In my first year, I had 5 makeup exams. In my second year, just 3. My goal for my third year is to have 0 failing grades. The teachers at my high school are all kind, and my friends are really fun to be around. I'm surrounded by carefree friends from Indonesia, Peru, Brazil, Japan, and Australia. At school, I no longer feel shy. I can talk with everyone and I've made many friends. After graduating high school, I want to attend a vocational school to study foreign languages. Since I love English, I want to learn even more deeply. And after graduating from a vocational school, I hope to become an English teacher or work in translation. To all elementary and junior high school students, here is my message to you. If you try your best, you'll be okay. It's hard at first, but what matters is continuing little by little without giving up. Kanji is still difficult for me and I'm still studying. Thank you very much for listening to my story.